pheromones smell good.
Yep.
Hey, you guys, my name is Stella Kittrell.
And I wasn't looking, my bad. I'm Dre Kittrell. She's
good.
fine. And I wasn't looking. We are the Kittrells. We are excited.
Yay!
Stelita, you're a wifey.
I am a wife.
Like officially.
It happened very fast, which I'm really excited for us to share that story one day. Glad you made it happen. Thanks for not playing about me.
I did that.
You did do that.
You excited?
I am excited.
Before you get married, you might sit here and think like, oh, it's just a ring. Blah, blah, blah. Like, no, there's power in this ring, okay? It's symbolism, all right? And it's not really about the material things, but when you put that ring on, it hits different. I can still remember what it felt like when she put this ring on my hand after we said our vows. It felt great. So
before we said our vows, I know I told you this, but I actually kept your ring on my thumb because I didn't want to lose it. And the photographer actually got a photo of it, and it's probably one of my favorite photos.
So what are you excited about, Mrs. Kittrell?
Woo! That, if you look at our wedding videos, all I'm doing is woo! Woo! And if you haven't seen any footage from our wedding, you can check out down below. There's a direct link to our wedding video. It's super beautiful. I'm really, really excited personally as a woman. I know that as we learn things, especially online and just grow in our womanhood, there's a lot of things that we hold on to for marriage. And I think that's a right thing to do. But in a lot of our premarital counseling we got, a big thing was don't wait until you're married to do a lot of things, which conflicted with my own values and beliefs. I think we did a really good job of that. So I'm excited to keep growing that because even in the 2.5 weeks we've been married, so everything just feels like the gates are up. I'm getting real texted on you. The gates are up and the bulls are out the pen.
Okay.
And like, it just feels...
The bulls are out the pen.
Right, like you pull the gate up and they run.
And they're gone.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. And it feels like I no longer have these mental chains of, when I'm married, I'll do this, or I'll only do that for my husband, or as a wife, I'll take on this responsibility. It feels like I just have free reign to live as the woman I've always seen for myself. I get to do that with somebody.
That was good, babe.
Thank you.
I would say personally, I'm excited too. It's great having a partner, y'all. Like, legit. Like, it's awesome having a partner. It's awesome being able to find somebody that you can do life with, that you can have fun with, that you can enjoy your life with. And then even on a deeper note, starting to let God lead and be in the center of your relationship and how he can start meshing your lives together in a way where you're actually doing life together, pursuing purpose together.
Yeah.
Like, that is monumental. Hey, single fellas out there, find you a wife, dog. God says that the most important relationship that you have is with your significant other. Once God spoke to me into my dating life, and I started taking that seriously, I realized how important that really was. I'm just excited about this new chapter. Marriage is a new chapter in your life. It's a new beginning where you can be one with another person that you really care about. Look how fine she is. But she's so
Stop
fine.
looking at me. Stop looking at me. You were saying some good stuff.
She's so fine. But it's just awesome being able to have a partner that you can align with in values and morals and purpose. Always keeps everything exciting when it can be like that. For men, someone you can be vulnerable with and open up to, and believe it or not, men need love out here, and it's really awesome.
Men need love too. We could rip. You know that song by Summer Walker?
No. And it's just awesome to be like Stelita. She's a nurturer. She's a homemaker. She encourages me. She keeps me accountable.
You take really good care of me. You provide for me. I feel very safe with you. I feel very protected with you. It's a good balance.
Ooh, had to sneak that in.
So this channel was actually really, 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 truly led by God. So by trade, Dre and I do incredibly different things. I've been a content creator for 8 years. He is an astrophysicist. He works at NASA. He studies the corona, the third layer of the sun, and they're trying to figure out, you're on a team trying to figure out why it's hotter than the center of the sun.
That's it.
We live very different lives, and we got married very quickly. When God said it was go time, it was go time. We put a whole elopement wedding ceremony together in 2 weeks. Yeah. We had no intentions of getting married until next year. We made a family board for this year, a prayer board, and engagement was the only thing on there. But she still never told me when.
Yeah, she's not going to know that. She tried it.
I did try it. So we had our timeline. You know that saying, like, tell God your plans, make them laugh? Truly, because we've had 2 family meetings since November of just kind of like getting our lives together. And when God said go, and very transparently, it was a really spiritual moment when I feel God said go, because personally, we have a really big testimony in like our celibacy journey. And I do not believe in coincidences. I believe all faith in God. It was not till we sincerely overcame our flesh And I feel like the moment we did that, God was like, all right, I truly, like, the timing couldn't have been more perfect. We were going to keep it a secret. So we tell all our friends and family, we send out these e-invite. Well, hi, we're getting married in 2 weeks. Let's go. And then, but don't tell anyone, because we're like, we want to keep it a secret. We're still planning a wedding for next year. So people were like really excited for us. People were really inspired by us too. And one day, I think this was last week or the week before, separately, I was working, he was at home. God was just like, this marriage wasn't, what was it, like about you or for you?
It's not about you.
Right, it's not about you. That's what it was.
Yep.
It was like God saying that marriage wasn't really about you. There's one thing that happened last year when I don't know if I had met Dre yet or not, but I was like, basically like, God, why would I get married? My track record isn't the best in like relationships and whatever. Like, what's even the point of marriage? Like, I don't even know what a kingdom spouse is. I think I heard my pastor talk about it. God was like, you're going to be the example. And like 1 year later to actually be married and then being in a position of having testimonies to tell. And even the ones I have shared just on viral TikToks or Instagram reels or whatever, like that is already mind blowing. So we're yielding to God's plan. And this is not our plan. And we're really excited to just take the responsibility. This is nothing that's been rushed, although we spent a lot of time on this and a lot of correction and literally surrendering this plan. Like, this was not our plan, surrendering it back to God once he's told us the vision.
Contrary to her, she's been creating content forever, you know. Pretty sure people who already know Stella have seen her seasons in her relationships, which is an amazing story in itself. Just being able to see you now glowing and beautiful, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that appreciate just seeing how you transitioned through seasons and overcame a lot of things, which is beautiful. Me, if this was 2.5 years ago, like, I mean,
we were outside.
I was outside, dog.
Yeah.
Look, your boy was still in the streets, and it wasn't until I surrendered my dating life to God is when I really started seeing things change for me.
He was single 4 years before we met.
Yeah, I was single 4 years. I was single since 2018, 19. There was different seasons within my singleness. Like, you know, everybody's been through a breakup before. You know, when you go through a breakup, you really don't really care. A lot of self-sabotaging. I didn't have God in my life for a long time. And I was just doing me, you know, which was resulting in a lot of different things, you know. So I'm pretty sure everybody has a testimony for things like that. But once I surrendered my life to God, my relationship, my dating life specifically to God, that's when things started really changing for me. I mean, I probably was dating for at least a year before I met Stella. Get into our story another time. Long story short, like, we met on a night where she wasn't supposed to be there. I was supposed to be there. I walked in having a conversation with somebody else, and then I came over to the table.
And then it's like literally, that's a story for another day. But
so,
the energy was there. Yeah. And I was still playing, but that's a story for another day.
But it's cool. I mean, and as far as the inspiration thing, it's really great having the opportunity to just be an example. It's a trickle-down effect. If you're not thinking about marriage right now or even thinking about dating, like, you got to understand, you got to change your environment. Different environments that I had the privilege to be in, different people. I had the different couples I got to be able to be around and get to know that encouraged me, because I didn't want marriage at one point. I can say that wholeheartedly. Like, I wasn't thinking about marriage. I didn't want to be married. I had my own perspective on it, and it's awesome to be able to need to get around good couples and good relationships to have an example of that, to see it for yourself. At the time when I met Stella, I had spent some time doing that already. I already knew what I wanted out of a woman.
He did. He let me know. That was so hot.
That's a tip right there, y'all. Know what you want.
I wasn't in the streets, but I definitely was like, I don't need a date right now. And he was like, but I want you, essentially, long story short. And I was like, that was the hottest thing I ever heard. I would say that he is a servant of the Lord at truest definition. And I was someone who was a lot of self-service. I did a lot of things for me. And this relationship specifically, I would say you as a man specifically, taught me how important it was to serve others. I knew it was cool to serve others and to give back and to help. And I've always had that spirit in me, but I never really understood how it can genuinely affect your life. And that's something that dating you has truly, this man will go out of his way to serve anybody in his community, his friends, his family. He will do anything he can. As someone who loves acts of service, I like to receive that. But being in this relationship has taught me how to give that. And we've had so many tastes of what it's like to serve community. Through last year when we did our sheet drive, we went down to serve for Serve Day with our church, Union Church, at Central Union Mission in DC. I guess even like the videos I make are serving a community, like conversations I've had with people at church who watch my channel or my TikTok or whatever. They'll be like, oh my gosh, like that helped me. I had a few people stop me and be like, I'm at this church because you've gone there, or like I saw your video on it. There have been so many seeds planted. Now we both serve on teams. God is so intentional. I wasn't supposed to move churches until I got married next year, and God had told me about 3 months ago to move churches, and I was like, why, God? I said when we're married I'll move churches, because we go to the same church, just different campuses, and I was like, I'll go to his campus when we're married, and God's like, I need you to go now. And little did we know 3 months later we would be married.
A lot of things that we talk about is ever since even before we got married, we've had a lot of conversations about wanting to be an example for other couples, just how they have a Christ in their marriage. And having a Christ in their marriage doesn't mean like you're going to be perfect. Like,
right.
Our relationship story is an example of not being perfect. It's understanding how to keep Christ in the center, how to love each other the right way, how to serve each other the right way. She's learning how to serve on a bigger scope, and she's been doing a great job at that. Transparently say from the get-go, she's been a server in our relationship from day one. Definitely has a servant heart, a servant spirit. She's very generous. Like, she cares about her village, and I'm excited to see how your capacity grows for serving as your village gets a bit larger.
I'm excited for that too. Like, how can I serve people I don't know? Like, I'll do giveaways, I'll do give backs, I'll do stuff like that, but like, I'm excited what God's doing in this relationship with someone who's had a lifelong time of serving to me, who is self-service, generous but self-service, how as he's grown and matured us together, like how we're gonna be able to make impact. And I'm really excited just for that opportunity to do that, you know, in front of an audience, and show that if you're not naturally a servant, or you're not naturally called to certain things, like God could still take you there. And I'm really excited for that, because that's real.
This is a journey that we're not trying to take on our own. This is Team Kittrell, but it could be team, whatever name, insert whatever your family name is. That's the goal. The goal is to just build a community of couples, singles who want to do life together, who want to pursue purpose together, who are excited about God, which is very important to us. And however we can facilitate that is what we're willing to do to make that happen. We're just looking to expand a community of believers, of people who are seeking out marriage and who want to do marriage the right way, and who may be in the season where they're maybe struggling there, and you might be in the season where you're doing fine dating, but you want to just create a bigger foundation for yourself. Stella and I have been asked to host a group at our church coming up in the fall semester.
Can I talk about it? Yeah, I want to talk about it. You see how in Covenant you just get each other?
She loved the finger dance.
I love that. He doesn't do TikTok or anything, so he knows nothing about the...
Nope.
I gotta get him hip to all these things. So we were so graciously asked to co-host this group. It's called Glock Group. It sets a really firm foundation on what it means to be in a kingdom marriage. And the group is for everyone from single all the way to engaged couples. And you learn so much. There's so many materials, and you meet weekly. It's awesome. And we were asked to co-host, which is great. We've been in the group now 2 sessions. And it feels good to even be considered for that kind of opportunity. We, at one point in our lives, were running these streets, and we were definitely outside. I mean, unfortunately, I have an online track record to show that. It's just a really cool group to grow in. And even us, when we started our relationship, I think we've become even more Christ-centered and walking in righteousness. I don't like to use the word perfection, because I don't think any of us can ever be perfect. And I also don't think that you can perform for God. I feel like you being who you are and showing up and just turning toward him is enough. I don't feel like you need to be something else to be better for God. I just don't feel like that's how it works. I'm excited that just through his grace we're able to learn and grow and do better, because at the end of the day it just gives us more freedom in our own hearts to just chase after life, and it's really beautiful. This is so new to us. Again, we didn't plan on doing any of this until at least next year, and God has kind of just opened the door and said, we need you to walk. I was a little terrified, I'll just be really honest, and Dre was like, if God called us to it, let's do it. He had to remind me too that it's not just for us. This is not just for us to enjoy our marriage. We have a lot of people who potentially can be inspired by our marriage story, the difficulties of our journeys alone and together, how we just made it here. So it's a vulnerable experience. I've grown up my whole adult life online, and it's very vulnerable because, people see the ups, they see the downs, they see the missteps, and they see the great steps, and we're very new at marriage. So it won't be perfect, but doing it, you, me, and God, I just feel really confident that it'll give people the encouragement they need to seek out their kingdom partner and have something this beautiful for themselves.
It's gonna be popping, y'all.
It is.
It's gonna be popping. Like, We're gonna have a lot of nice conversations. We're gonna share our testimony. We're gonna be able to help other people share their testimonies. We're gonna have some fun, because marriage is fun too. Like I said earlier, ain't nothing like that covenant love.
Ain't nothing like that covenant love.
I know
God.
Culture has a tendency to put all these, make marriage sound like you signing your... When we was about to get married, people got saying, you about to be a free man, you about to be a free man.
Is he nervous? Is he scared?
Your last day as a free man? I'm like, this is my start of freedom.
If you missed his vows, you can go check out my main channel. The link is down below. All our whole beautiful marriage videos there, and his vows are in there, and my vows are in there too.
Legit, people be trying to make it sound like marriage is like a 20-year...
Like a jail sentence.
Yeah. I'm about to be in the pen. No, your freedom can start with your covenant. And so we're going to do our best to be an example of that and inspire you guys to, seek that out in your own lives. And so we're so excited.
We don't really have an outro yet. Some of you guys can help us with that. So for right now, Team Kittrell.
Team Kittrell.
And we will see you guys really, really soon. Bye-bye.
Much love.
One. Get away from me.